Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining. Before we get started, take just a moment to create your Savi account so you can follow along during the presentation. You can scan the QR code with your phone camera. If you just hold your phone camera up to the QR code, it'll populate the link for you to go to sign up for Savi, or you can just type in the link beneath the QR code there. That's your custom link to sign up. And we're going to just wait one more minute for everyone to get on the webinar, and we will get started shortly. Just a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded, and any informational materials will be made available to all participants following today's session. If you have any questions at all, please put them in the Q&A. You will find the Q&A icon that looks like a thought bubble with a question mark in the middle. You just click that and add your question at any time during the webinar. If you need to enable closed captioning or live transcription during the webinar, please see the link in the chat. It should be at the top that starts off with support.zoom. And that link includes instructions on how to enable closed captioning and live transcription if you need it. After a quick introduction, we are going to go over spring savings and IDR plans, student loan policy updates, as well as next steps on how to get started with Savi. First off, my name is Khadijah. I am a customer support associate here at Savi. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm really looking forward to assisting you with understanding your student loans a little bit more and talking to you about how Savi can make managing those loans even easier. Now, if you are new to Savvy, the first thing we'd like you to know about us is that you are our top priority. We are not a loan servicer. We're not affiliated with or connected to any government entities. Rather, we are here to help you find forgiveness options. And even though we want to help you find those savings, we also want to make sure that we're putting you first and doing everything we can to support you and that these loans are not a burden on you. We've also got insider information that helps us to help you. Our team has over 2 decades of expertise, and many of us are also student loan borrowers ourselves. I have student loans, so me, as well as others of the Savvy team, know firsthand what it's like to have these student loans. This information helps us to better serve you. And finally, saving has never been easier than it is with Savvy because we will be able to help you find personalized repayment and forgiveness plans so that you can take advantage of any and all available savings. Now, Savvy is your student loan benefit. We are part of your benefits with your organization, and we work by partnering with employers to offer our services. We are your exclusive student loan benefit, and we can help you with any and all things student loans. We like to say that no concern is too big or too small, and we will always do anything we can to help you. The great news is that we're also available for your family members. So even if you don't have student loans and someone else in your family does, they're also able to access Savi and get help with their situation. It's our goal that by Savi working closely together with you, we can help you find the best outcome for your loans. Now, there are two main federal forgiveness programs that Savi works with and are available to borrowers like you. The main program we work with is Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF. In a nutshell, if you are a public service employee and make 10 years or 120 cumulative payments on your loans and meet other additional requirements, your remaining balance, including your interest, will be forgiven. The second federal forgiveness program is income-driven repayment plans, or IDR plans. These plans offer an affordable monthly payment based on your income and family size. In this program, you can have your remaining balance forgiven after 20 or 25 years worth of payments. Through Savi, you can get your monthly payments lowered by an average of $187 per month. Next, we're going over spring savings and income-driven repayment plans, or IDR plans. Now, with the current state of IDR plans, last week, the Department of Education temporarily removed the ability to enroll in an income-driven repayment plan from the studentaid.gov website. Now, borrowers currently can't submit an online application to enroll in an IDR plan or consolidate at this time, but you can still submit an IDR application using your Savi account. Through us, you can see what options are available, and Savi will submit your application directly to your loan servicer. We're seeing processing times take a little bit longer than usual. And if you're enrolled in SAVE, you're going to remain in forbearance until the SAVE plan litigation is concluded. If you are considering enrolling in an IDR plan, we encourage you to still submit your application through Savi. Now let's talk about income-driven repayment plans a little more, or IDR plans. This is a category of repayment plan offered by the Department of Education. Within this category, there are three different plans that are currently available. These are PAY, IBR, and ICR. Each of these plans has similar names, but they have different eligibility requirements and calculate your payment a little bit differently. You may be eligible for all three plans. You may only be eligible for one. No matter what, though, your payment will be based on your income and your family size, which typically results in a lower, more affordable payment. Depending on which plan you're enrolled in, your payment will be somewhere from 10 to 20% of your discretionary income. So when you enroll, the Department of Education looks at your total income. They set aside a portion to cover the cost of living, and the leftover amount is called discretionary income. Your payment under these plans is only based on that discretionary income, keeping it low and affordable. So, for example, if you're single, you have no dependents, and your income is about $52K a year, you could expect to see a monthly payment of around $160 by enrolling into an income-driven repayment plan. Because they are designed to be affordable, these are great plans for both borrowers who have a low income or a high loan balance. In many cases, if you do have low income, you can be approved for a $0 monthly payment. During this time, you would not be required to make payments on your student loans, but they would stay in good standing as if you were making payments. Plus, any month with a $0 payment counts towards forgiveness. And the last thing to note about these plans is that when you enroll, you'll be approved for your payment for a 12-month period. Once that 12 months has passed, you will need to recertify your income so that if it has changed, your payment can be updated. Many borrowers ask, well, what happens if my income changes during those 12 months? Well, it depends on how your income changes. If your income increases, you do not have to report that early. You can stay locked in at that lower payment amount until your recertification date arrives. At that point, you will recertify, and if your income increased, you may see an increase in your payment. If your income decreases, though, you can recertify early. That way, your payment can be updated and lowered so that you're never paying more than you can afford. Now, when it comes to receiving forgiveness, under IDR plans, you are eligible to have your remaining balance forgiven after 20 to 25 years of payments. If you have Parent Plus loans, keep in mind that those can be paid only on the ICR plan. So, by the design of these programs, it forgives the remaining balance, meaning the less you pay, the more you get forgiven. We like to say that you should minimize your monthly payment to maximize forgiveness. Sometimes borrowers will get this low payment and think, I'm not going to see my balance go down anytime soon. How will I make any progress? Don't worry about that, because if you have a low payment, that just means your balance is going to stay higher, giving you more forgiveness down the line. So once you've paid for that amount of time, the entire remaining balance, including interest, is completely forgiven. And there's no cap on the amount of forgiveness you can receive. Under all these plans, you will need to pay for either 20 or 25 years before you can get forgiveness. Here are some ways that your IDR plans can help you save. In the short term, they can lower your monthly payment to free up money for your budget right now. For the long term, you may be able to receive loan forgiveness, which can provide long-term savings and reduce the total amount paid. You can also save actually 0.25% on your interest rate by enrolling in auto debit with your loan servicer. Once your new payment is confirmed, consider putting your monthly savings directly into your retirement or an emergency fund to support long-term financial well-being. Now, these are just a few ways coming up next, just a few ways that you can use your savings. You could put that into your 401k or retirement, start an emergency fund, put it in your savings account, pay down other debts, or invest it. To keep your savings coming, be sure to recertify your income-driven repayment plan every 12 months to stay enrolled. For help finding savings and enrolling in an income-driven plan, complete your Savi application. And of course, we'll remind you every 12 months when it's time for you to recertify and make that process a lot smoother for you. Student loan policy updates. Now, last week, the Department of Education temporarily removed the ability to enroll in an income-driven plan from the studentaid.gov website. Oh, I already went over that. Never mind. Just kidding. Now, impacts of late payments. So the on-ramp to repayment, if you recall, that was a 12-month period of protections for borrowers. Now, in that period, anyone who missed a payment would not be penalized. And that on-ramp ended on September 30th of last year. Beginning in January, missed payments started to incur the following penalties. Impacts to your credit score, falling into delinquency after 3 consecutive missed payments, and falling into default after 9 consecutive missed payments. Borrowers already in default before the COVID payment pause, I believe those collections have already started. So if you're struggling right now to make your payment, be proactive and use us as a resource to help you find your repayment options. That's why we're here. Next, we're going to go over some frequently asked questions. The first one is, how can I get my loan forgiven? Well, there are 2 main programs that offer loan forgiveness that we went over briefly, which is public service loan forgiveness and income-driven repayment forgiveness. Now, with PSLF in general, you have to work in public service, you have to have direct loans, and you have to pay on an income-driven plan. To earn progress towards forgiveness and actually get the forgiveness, you'll need to make 120 payments on your loans that meet all 3 of these requirements. That means that every payment must be made while working in public service, while having direct loans, and while paying on an income-driven plan. Income-driven repayment plan forgiveness forgives your remaining balance after you've made a certain number of payments on your loans. The amount of time you must pay for depends on your repayment plan and loan types, and typically you must pay for either 20 or 25 years. What do I do if my payment is too high? Now, if your payment is too high, you can use Savi's personalized repayment estimator to explore other repayment options. Once you sign in for your account and you enter all of your general information, what we do is we serve you with repayment plan options that best suit your situation. And you'll have that all in front of you. And I'll show you how that works shortly. Now, we recommend enrolling in an income-driven plan to get a low and affordable payment and ensure your payments count towards forgiveness programs like PSLF and IDR forgiveness that we mentioned. After you enter your information in the Savi application, you'll see those options for lowering your monthly payment and even getting your loan forgiven. So it's really easy, and then I'm going to show you how that works. Another frequently asked question, can I still enroll in an IDR plan even though SAVE is on hold? You absolutely can. So, like I said, if you are in the SAVE forbearance, you're going to stay on that forbearance. But if you apply, you can expect your application to take longer than normal to process, as the Department of Education is still working to respond to the SAVE plan lawsuits. Other repayment plans are still available. The Department of Education brought back both pay and the ICR plans. How can you apply for programs through Savi? Well, once you get your account, here's how you get started. Okay, so once you complete the general information section of your application, you'll be served with your plan options, and that's going to be in the screenshot you see on the upper left. Forget about Save because that's not available right now, but that's typically what it'll look like once you get served with your repayment plan options. So what you'll do is pick the one that best suits you and click the blue continue button. If you are approved, or rather, yeah, not approved, that's not the right word, but if you have other options than just one plan, you would just, there will be a button or a drop-down arrow at the bottom that says show more options or something to that effect, and you'll click that and you'll see all of the repayment plan options available for you. So you'll pick the best one that suits you and click the blue continue button. And then we'll auto-populate your IDR application. Okay, and that's the first thing you see on the right-hand side of the screen. That's your IDR application. And if you're applying for PSLF, in the Savi platform, you're going to start a PSLF form. That's the screenshot at the bottom. Once you've entered all of your employer information, this is what it's going to look like. You'll have all your employers sitting there. And by clicking the green Start ECF button, when you initially select your employer, you're going to select the employer with the blue check mark. Now, this allows us to auto-populate the email address of your HR representative. So this is a smooth process. So when you hit Start ECF and you enter your information, we already have your employer there and they're verified where it says verified. And then we'll automatically forward that ECF form to your employer. And then once they sign it, it gets forwarded to the Department, or rather Federal Student Aid, for processing. Can Savi help me with my loans? Yes. After you put in your information, the Savi application will show you personalized options for managing your loans. If you need personalized assistance, you can enroll in our essential membership for one-on-one support from our student loan experts. We'll help you resolve loan servicer issues, answer any questions, and get you on track for forgiveness. Like we said, no concern is too big or too small, and we're always here to help. All right, here are some next steps. If all of this sounds good to you, what you'll do is click the QR code to sign in, or you can use the custom link. And I'm going to add that in the chat for you so it's easier for you to get there. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to place that in the chat and you should see it. You should be able to go straight to it. All right. So Katie, is there anything you're seeing in the chat that you'd like me to address? How is everyone feeling? I see you've got a lot of questions going here.
Yeah, we've had a lot of questions, really just a lot of worry about, being in the safe forbearance, how are they going to be able to get out of that? What the,
Mhm.
next steps could look like for
Yeah.
borrowers?
Yeah, definitely. And that's a great question. So if you're in the save forbearance, you can apply for a different income driven repayment plan through your Savvy account. A lot of borrowers are opting for that, especially if they're pursuing PSLF and they want their payments to count. They go ahead and switch to another IDR plan. So you can definitely do that from within your Savvy account and just apply to a different one. And if you want to speak to one of us to help you decide which one is best for you, we can send you all the details and all the nuances about each different plan. If you qualify for more than one, we can definitely help you with that. So yeah, you do have that option to switch more than likely. And to learn further details, just log into your Savvy account and you can see which other IDR plans you qualify for sure. And just a reminder, if you have a question, I see someone has a raised hand. You can put your question in the Q&A, and that Q&A icon is the little thought bubble with the question mark in the middle. Just click that and add your question, and our student loan experts will get right to you. All right, awesome. Now, when you sign in, or rather when you click on the link or the QR code, the link that comes from the QR code, this is what you're going to see. You can start typing your employer name in the box provided. If you happen to not see them, you'll just click below where it says don't see your partner, start here, and then you can get going with creating your Savvy account. Now, Savi simplifies and digitizes the eligibility and application process for federal forgiveness programs. Savvy users can reduce their student loan payment by an average of $150 a month and receive average forgiveness of $20,500. You can complete one application to see personalized options for all the programs will cover. So when you're using Savvy, there are 3 simple steps to doing so. Step 1, you're going to start an application with us and provide us with some of that general information so we can run the numbers and see what's available for you. On step 2, we're going to lay it out and show you all those different repayment and forgiveness plans that are available. Remember, the results you see are tailored to your unique situation. So the numbers you see are exactly what's available based on where you are. If you can compare all options, find the best one and proceed to start an application. Step 3, we will then submit the applications to enroll you in your selected plan and lock in those savings. Now on this screen, you'll select your Savvy plan. Typically, our most popular plan is our Essential plan. By enrolling in the Essential membership, you'll unlock more of those Savvy features like letting us create and submit your applications. We'll also monitor everything moving forward to keep you on track. And you'll get access to all of our Savvy services. To enroll, you'll just need to verify your work email. We recommend signing up with that work email to make that process a little bit easier for you. If you ever have questions, we're always here to help you. You can click the contact support button from any page of the Savvy website to access resources. We have our help center, which includes articles on common student loan topics, frequently asked questions, and even videos walking you through our website. After you enroll in the Essential membership, you can talk to our support team. So there are a couple of ways you can get in contact with us. You can email us, and we have a new live chat feature, which comes in handy if you're stuck somewhere in the application and you're not sure where to go next. We can just talk you through that process and give you a little more one-on-one help there. To access those resources, you'll click the contact support button from any page of the website. All right. So there are a lot of questions in the queue. We have a little bit of time, so we can just have a nice Q&A session here. Hello, I've been working with Raphael at Savi for the past many months, and I have a new question. I've been on an IBR plan for almost 10 years, and I am also enrolled in PSLF. I have one more payment to make in April that will qualify towards my 120 payments. I currently have 117 certified, 2 payments, December 2024 and March 2025, that need to be certified. My question is, once that last payment is made in April, would I want to recertify with my servicer via Savi? The quick answer to that question would be no. If I'm understanding you correctly, you're just 2 payments ahead. And once you turn in that last PSLF form, let me see. If I'm understanding you correctly, you have turned that last form in yet or not? If you haven't, then yeah. Okay. So once that last payment is made, you won't have to recertify anything. We just need to turn in your final PSLF form to get those last payments recertified. If you're waiting on that, you're good. You don't need to do anything else. If the PSLF form is held up in processing, would I go into some type of forbearance or be expected to keep paying even though I would have fulfilled the 120 payments? That's a good question. The recertification, I don't think is holding up PSLF recertifications, just IDR. So you should be good with your ECF form. You are so welcome. No, Savi has been great. I'm part of the PSLF plan, and some things are a little confusing right now, so a phone call would be easier to address everything. How often do you open up slots so I can make sure to check back? This sounds like a continuation of a question that was already asked, but if I were you, I would check back every day, every week, every day, because we're always adding new time slots. Yes, same goes for you, Cassandra. Just keep checking back because we'll be adding more slots very soon. And you can always reach us via chat as well, so you can talk to one of us live. You're welcome. So do only IBR and not IDR repayment plans count towards PSLF? IDR stands for Income-Driven Repayment Plan. So the IBR plan is a type of income-driven repayment plan. So any income-driven repayment plan would include the IBR plan, the ICR plan, and the pay plan. So those 3 income-driven repayment plans will count towards PSLF. Okay, I'm signed up again. What is income documentation? You can use your most recent tax form, most recent 1040. I've been told that some of my federal direct loans don't qualify for IDR, income-driven repayment plan. Is there a reason why this may be the case? Yes. And the way to determine that would be to have one of us look at your loan history and find out why that is. I'm in PSLF program at 111 payments. I've submitted my request to make a lump sum payment. Oh, thank you, Matt. So, you can always reach one of us via chat as well. Thank you, Rafa. What is the projected timeline for the resolution of the SAVE plan? That is a great question. Last I heard, we were expecting the litigation to be concluded this summer, and for people on the SAVE plan to stay on forbearance through September, but that's not etched in stone. That's the last word we have on it, but we are unable to say concretely when the SAVE plan litigation will be concluded.
Khadijah, I wanted to talk about the buyback. We've had a lot of questions about that, so I just figured I'd quickly talk about that.
Awesome.
All right, okay. So the buyback is an option for borrowers who are pursuing public service loan forgiveness. And this allows borrowers who had periods of forbearance that wouldn't normally count for public service loan forgiveness. It allows them, once they reach the 120 necessary months of qualified employment, allows them to request to buy back those periods of forbearance. This is all done directly with studentaid.gov. And you'll basically submit your final PSLF form or ECF. You'll submit a reconsideration request to have your loans reviewed under buyback. And they will then send you a letter with your buyback offer. This is mostly what a lot of borrowers are trying to do who are in the save forbearance. One of the specifications for buyback is that you are supposed to be in repayment status. So a lot of people who are still in that save forbearance limbo are still waiting on getting that buyback offer letter. So it's a lengthy process right now, but it is still currently an option. But it might have to wait to get your offer letter until loans go back into repayment. It's definitely a very tricky time with loans, but currently buyback is still an option for borrowers.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Katie. That is so, so helpful. All right. I owe way more than my husband for student loans. We only got married last year because the SAVE plan allowed us to file taxes separately without impacting each other's SAVE plan payments. My spouse doesn't have to pay at all, but if I have to go from the SAVE plan to a different IDR plan, my payments become unmanageable. At what point would we need to get divorced so that neither of our now, I'm not trying to break up anybody's marriage here. But I understand about your payments becoming unmanageable without having the SAVE plan as an option. Definitely reach out to us so that if you're already a member, we can go over your loan history and see what other options you have regarding income-driven repayment plans. I'm not sure what other IDR plans you qualify for and what that payment looks like. But yeah, that's a tough situation. Is PSLF still eligible for tax-free through the year 2025? That's a question I've never heard of before. I'm not sure I know the answer to that.
PSLF is not considered taxable income at any point. Only forgiveness through IDR forgiveness that had a waiver where it wasn't considered taxable income, but it is considered taxable income now. But public service loan forgiveness will not affect your taxes.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Okay. I submitted an IDR application to switch from SAVE to IBR in November. I have not heard anything back. My account still says it's under review and I'm still under the SAVE related forbearance. How long should I expect it to take to complete my application for the new payment plan? If you haven't heard back from your loan servicer right now regarding a decision, you should have heard something back. Yeah, the only thing we can do is resubmit your application for you because it normally takes 6 to 8 weeks, although processing times for IDR applications have been taking a bit longer. So we can help you resubmit an application. Are we able to meet with someone before we can complete the IDR application to receive guidance on which IDR plan to choose instead of SAVE? You can definitely reach out to one of us and we can give you all of the facts about each income-driven repayment plan so that you can make the most empowered decision on which one to choose. I'm a teacher through NEA. I thought I had access to Savi for a whole year, but it seems like my full access went away sooner than expected. Are there free or discounted options for teachers? Well, for your situation, I would recommend that you reach out to us so we can take a look at your account and see what happened, and we can help you with that. I'm currently on the SAVE plan and I applied for an IDR plan prior to the temporary hold on applications. Will they just choose the lowest pay option to determine which IDR plan to put me on? Well, usually when you apply for an IDR plan, you select which one you want to apply for. So I believe you can log into studentaid.gov or your loan servicer website to see which one you applied for. But if you applied through us, we can look that up for you and see which one you applied for. Yeah, I just want off save so my payments will count towards PSLF. I totally understand that. And when you say they didn't give you estimates on your monthly payment plans, I'm assuming you applied outside of Savi, because if you did, we'd help you pick one so you know before you applied. All right. I've been fighting to have my loans cleared due to school closure and second loan fraud. Oh, that's a tough situation. Oh, arduous process. Oh. So if I did not make payments for my first year of teaching, once I reach 120 120 months of teaching, oh, it's gone. Never mind. If I pay for Savi service, does that give me access to a human? Thank you, Matt. Why are loan servicers approving enrollment in or recertification of IDR plans via Savi despite the IDR application being removed from the student aid website? Are student loan servicers not forced to follow the government's removal of the ability to apply for IDR plans? That's a good question. But applying through us will help at least get the process going. What they do with your application or how long they hold it for, depending on how long this litigation is going to go on for, we're unsure of. But they are accepting, so far they've been accepting the applications through us. We don't know how long it's going to take, but having that access through us is really helpful as far as pushing your application through. Seems like a lot of questions about buyback. Can you have the presenter go over buyback payments again? Sure. Okay, so with the buyback program, so the buyback opportunity is available for borrowers who currently have a balance on their direct loans and are pursuing PSLF. This allows borrowers who would have 120 qualifying payments, but were in certain types of deferment or forbearance to buy back those periods to receive forgiveness. Now, certain periods won't be eligible for buyback, including periods of in-school deferment, grace periods, which would be the 3 to 6 month long period after you graduate before your loans go into repayment, default or bankruptcy periods, periods on loans before consolidating. Direct consolidation loans will only be eligible for any payments made after disbursement on the new consolidation loan. Now, you must be at 120 qualifying months at an eligible employer and currently be in repayment to be eligible for the program. We recommend that, oh no, never mind. The account adjustment, I was going to say we would recommend that you wait until the account adjustment takes place. Last I heard, the account adjustments were still happening. I'm not sure if that process is wrapped up or not. But to request a buyback, you do that through studentaid.gov. So You'll first submit your final employment certification form using the PSLF help tool on studentaid.gov. And then you submit a reconsideration request on the federal student aid website. Now, when you go there, you'll want to say that you have at least 120 months of approved qualifying employment and you're seeking PSLF discharge through the buyback. In that request, you'll then receive the amount you'll need to pay, and then you'll have 90 days left to pay. Now, if you're unsure if you're eligible for the buyback period, let us know and we can go over things with you and help you with that. We applied to save last April, but have never received a status update to that application. In the meantime, we're not in forbearance. I guess I've been getting charged interest on our consolidated loan. Do we have any leverage to have that interest removed or paused going forward? You may. And if you are a Savi user or plan to be, we can definitely go over that with you and see what your options are. Can I then test it out by just applying for both? What is it that you're wanting to test out? That sounds like a continuation of a question that was asked. I think reduce be eligible for loan. I'm assuming there's no commitment until you agree to a plan. Is that right? That is right. I would appreciate speaking to a live person at Savi. I have several questions regarding PSLF, and like someone mentioned, I don't always get responses when I contact support. Okay, I also noticed that my employer certification form was not submitted to federal student aid. Okay, you can definitely reach out to us by clicking the contact support button from any page of the Savi website, and we will address your email. Or if you like, you can send me privately your email address so I can take a look and follow up with you personally. What if I have a medical condition that affects my ability to work and therefore repay my loans? What do I do? Well, you can always request a forbearance to just sort of give you a temporary break from your payments. And yeah, you can contact your loan servicer and do that. I definitely understand. Once enrolled through Savi, will there be any contact I will have to have with Savi beyond the application process? I'm wondering how this works. Also, if I were to change employers and my new employer doesn't offer the Savi benefit. Okay, well, if you need to recertify your income and you're pursuing PSLF or income-driven repayment plan forgiveness, we will remind you when it's time to recertify. If any questions at all come up that you need us to answer for you, you can, and you're an essential plan member, you can reach out to us and we'll answer those questions. If you change employers and your new employer doesn't have the Savi benefit, you can always join, re-register on your own and we'll be available for you. I have a Savi account, but forgot my password. And for some reason, the reset password isn't working. When I click reset password, nothing happens. Who can I contact to help me with this? Oh my goodness. Okay, we may need to just reset your account for you. You can send me a private message with your email address so I can follow up with you on that. Nicole, thank you. I'm in a similar situation as of December 2024. I have 116 payments. I should be done with most of my loans next month. My understanding is that I have to submit an employer certification in May to get credit for January through April. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. If you haven't done that already, you will need to do that to get your final payments verified and counted toward PSLF. Yes. I've been paying on loans for over 10 years, and the repayment plan was supposed to be 10 years. And I don't think I understand what Savvy and PSLF is compared to my repayment plan. Well, Savvy is, we're just here to help you navigate through the student loan process. PSLF is public service loan forgiveness, and we usually help borrowers qualify for public service loan forgiveness. I signed up and started the process before, and when it calculated my payment, I wasn't going to be able to make that payment. What do I need to do to better understand this? Just reach out to us and we can go over all of your options with you to help you. If I am on the SAVE program and apply for the IDR plan through Savvy, will I have to start payments when that is approved? Yes. And once you are approved, your loan servicer will reach out to you to let you know when you get to start your payments. You will stay in the SAVE forbearance until you are approved for your new repayment plan. If I renewed my IDR plan via the studentaid.gov website, why did Savvy email me about recertifying via the portal? I believe that was just an automatic email that was sent. So if you've renewed your IDR plan through studentaid.gov, we're not connected to studentaid.gov. So we wouldn't have any way of knowing that you applied outside of Savvy. So, and if you've applied previously and your application is completed, you wouldn't be able to update on your account until next year. I'm not eligible for the buyback program, given that I'm nowhere near 120 payments for PSLF. I was previously in PSLF before I switched to SAVE. So would you all recommend taking advantage of the forbearance period and not pay anything while also waiting until a decision about SAVE? That is a good question. And given all the facts, you have a couple of options. You can absolutely wait until the outcome of the litigation, but we're not advising people one way or the other. What we're doing is just sharing all of the facts as we know them so that you can make the most empowered decision. So we're not going to tell you absolutely wait out the SAVE litigation, and we're not going to tell you not to. So based on what you know, only you can decide exactly which option is best for your particular situation. I can say a lot of borrowers are opting to just wait out the SAVE plan litigation. I'm on the SAVE plan and I'm choosing to wait it out because it's just easier. It's so much to deal with. And I would rather just wait and see what happens. But that's me. I'm not saying that's what you should do. That's just what I'm choosing to do. What happens after the SAVE plan litigation ends? That's a great question because we don't know that yet. If we haven't selected another IDR plan because there is no form to do so, do we just get put into a standard plan by our loan processor? Now, there are some borrowers who have been placed into the standard plan instead of being kept in the SAVE plan, but we don't know what's going to happen after the SAVE plan litigation ends. So once we get updated, we will definitely update you. Gail, regarding your situation, I am in the IDR, PSLF, and when I last paid my student loan bill, it was $122. Then it was paused. I got a notice that it was going to restart, and they sucked $470 out of my account. I can't afford that much. What do I do? Please reach out to us so that we can go over your options and advise you at the highest level on what your next step should be. Can you clarify the difference between a processing forbearance, general forbearance, and administrative forbearance? And is the administrative forbearance the same as the SAVE forbearance with 0% interest? Okay. Processing forbearance is usually issued after you have applied for an alternate income driven repayment plan. And that time is usually about 60 days. A general forbearance, if I remember correctly, it's, let's say you just need a break from your payments and you contact your loan servicer and say, like, I need a forbearance. I can't make my payments right now. I just need a break. And the forbearance, I don't know if the general forbearance has a set time. I don't know off the top of my head. Um, but with a general forbearance, I don't remember how long those are. But yeah, that's what I remember a general forbearance to be. An administrative forbearance, a processing forbearance and administrative forbearance, I think are the same thing. Administrative forbearance. Okay. Yeah, this forbearance that you're on right now with the SAVE plan is an administrative forbearance. So the administrative forbearance is this, the SAVE forbearance is an administrative forbearance. I did have my repayment under the SAVE program. When that stopped, my payments went up several $100s. I tried to go in to recertify and it says it currently cannot be done. My payments start up again next month. Oh, that's tough. Well, Shannon, please reach out to us so that we can go over your student loan history and serve you at a higher level as to what your next step should be. All right. All right. Lots of questions, lots of good questions, and a lot of information was laid out for you guys. So I'm going to wrap up by leaving you with some next steps. Be sure that you have access to your Savi account either by signing up now or checking your email and activating your account. Be sure to complete your applications to see what options are available for you. If you have questions or you need more help, if you have a really elaborate situation that you don't know what to do about, reach out to us. That's what we're here for. We can sit down with you and go over everything to help you figure out what your next steps should be. Especially those of you with questions that where you have a really difficult situation and you're confused, or you sent some forms in the past and they didn't go through or something, we can definitely help you with those situations. So reach out to us via email or chat and use your essential membership. Okay, got time for a couple more questions. When I try to upload my student loan data to the Savi site, it does not upload. It says it needs a text file, and this is okay. That is so strange, Deb. Yeah, definitely reach out to us. I don't know what could be going on there. That is very strange. I've never had that happen before. I'm already signed up with Savvy and enrolled in the essential plan. Perfect. How do I know if my loan is direct subsidized, consolidated, or unsubsidized if my statement only says direct consolidated? It would actually say in the name of the loan, it would say subsidized or unsubsidized. It would actually say that. Kelly, I'm so sorry there aren't any phone appointments available for you, but please keep checking back because we're always adding new time slots. All right, everyone, that's everything I've got for you today. I really do appreciate your time. Thank you to everyone who helped answer questions. I hope you found this useful. Thank you for being here, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening.